Hello and welcome to the People's Politics first interview leading up to the election this May. We are joined here by Cambridge MP, Lib Dem, Dr. Julian Huppert. Welcome, Julian.
Hi Sam, how are you?
Okay, I'm good, thank you. So we know that obviously the promise had to be broken because you're in a coalition. Do you have any personal, not attachments, but more, you would feel more, would you go into another coalition with the Conservatives? Would you feel that, be pleased to do that, or would you think that you would rather go with Labour this time?
I'd rather have a Lib Dem majority government.
I know,
and the problem is, but it's quite a serious point,
yeah.
Because what I would like to see is the ideas that we've been generating, which I think are genuinely better for everybody. They're much, much fairer, they deal with the economy sensibly without cutting as much as the Tories or being as reckless as Labour. That can only happen with a Lib Dem majority government. We can do all of what we want to do. So my aim, whether we're in government or not, whatever the outcome, would be to try to get as much of that done as possible. I don't really want to work with the Tories, I don't really want to work with Labour.
Yeah,
we'll have to see what the electorate say. Last time, there was no option. Us plus Labour didn't make enough.
Yeah.
Labour were very clear they wanted to be in opposition. And so they weren't really negotiating seriously. And actually their demands were things like identity cards, tuition fee increase, third runway at Heathrow, a whole lot of stuff. They didn't want to be there. So the options were work with the Tories, get some of our things, stop some of their bad things, or let them do it on their own. I'd be able to say, it was much purer, I didn't have to work with those people, but the country would be a wreck.
Fair enough. Do you have then, can I talk about do you have any personal red lines, ones that you won't go any further? I mean, mainly I'm talking about Trident here, so what are your views on renewing the nuclear weapon system, or are you for full scrapping, or are you just not for replacing a new,
I completely scrap Trident if it was up to me. I don't think we need it. I don't think we want to have it.
Do you not see a threat from Russia recently? Or do you not see that?
Absolutely I see a threat from Russia, but I don't think that us having the ability to blow Moscow up is likely to be a very, very effective thing, partly because we know what the consequences were if we were ever to do that. But one of the key things is there's also threats elsewhere in the world, and I think our moral authority is really weak to say to other countries, you shouldn't have nuclear weapons, but it's fine for us to. We should be able to go around always with nuclear weapons ready, primed and able to go and blow people up any time. And that's what we've been doing for years. But you, Iran, you, wherever, you're not safe enough to be able to do that. So I would scrap it completely and utterly. That would also save us about £100 billion over the lifetime of the replacement. And I would spend that money, there's lots of things you could spend that money on: housing, better education, better schools, paying off debt. £100 billion could be much better spent. You could also spend it on better conventional forces, or special forces, whatever it might be, and that would be a more effective way of dealing with Russia.
You would spend still the money on defence?
On a whole range of things. You spend some of it on defence to much greater purpose. We've had Trident submarines sailing the Earth to no effect at all. We could do much more, whether it's with aid, whether with more energy independence, so we're not as reliant on Russia. There's much, much more that we could do with that. Now, part of the problem is the Tories are absolutely wedded to Trident, and Labour are absolutely wedded to Trident, and both of them have been absolutely adamant that they want it. So we've done really well to stop that replacement from happening. But the next Parliament will have to decide. I would love to see one of those two big parties change their minds, because if they stay absolutely fixed, we're not going to win. If we can stop them, or at least get them to step down the nuclear ladder from we are able to blow people up at any time on a moment's notice, to step down the ladder to, all right, maybe we'll keep some nuclear weapons for now, I hope we'll get rid of them, but if we could compromise on getting rid of most of them and not having them ready to blow people up, that would be a huge step towards getting off the ladder completely.